You're halfway through your evening walk. The street is quiet, the path is clear, but suddenly your dog slams on the brakes. They lock their legs, stare into the distance, and completely refuse to move forward. The standard training advice tells you this is stubbornness, that your dog is testing your authority, and you just need to give the leash a firm pop. But canine neurologists know that a dog's brain processes sensory data at a speed we can barely comprehend. By the end of this, you'll know exactly what invisible data your dog's nervous system is downloading when they freeze, the actual sensory machinery behind it, and a 3-step reset to get them moving again without ever pulling the leash. And once you hear it, that sudden stop on the sidewalk starts to look completely different. So let's start with the stubbornness theory, because it sounds reasonable. If you search online for what to do when your dog stops walking, a massive amount of traditional material will tell you that if you let your dog stop, they win. You have to prove you are the leader. You have to keep the momentum going. But when we look at canine neurology, that theory falls apart completely. Labeling a dog as stubborn is just a human cop-out. It is what we say when we don't understand the machinery of what is happening in front of us. When your dog turns to stone on a quiet street, they are not staging a conscious rebellion. They are caught in a sensory hijack. Their nervous system has just collided with a piece of information so overwhelming that their brain temporarily cuts power to their motor cortex. They physically cannot step forward. But if they aren't trying to fight you,
what are they staring at? The answer is, they probably aren't staring at anything. They are reading a clock you can't even see. Humans are visual creatures. We live entirely in the present tense. We look down the street, see empty pavement, and conclude that nothing is there. But a dog's primary sense is olfactory, and scent does not live in the present. Scent is a time machine. When your dog freezes and takes a deep, sharp breath, they are reading the chemical history of the neighborhood. They might be smelling the adrenaline of another dog that walked past 20 minutes ago. They might be tracking the exact path a coyote took through the bushes last night. To us, the street is empty. To them, the street is incredibly crowded with the ghosts of everything that has passed through it. They are stopping because they just walked into a cloud of invisible data, and their brain needs a second to decode the timeline. But a scent trail is only half the picture, because what they hear is actually much stranger.
A dog's ear is an absolute marvel of biological engineering. With nearly 20 independent muscles, their ears act as highly calibrated radar dishes. They process frequencies that human ears are physically incapable of registering. While you are enjoying a quiet evening, your dog might be hearing the ultrasonic hum of a faulty electrical transformer 3 blocks away. They might be listening to the frantic scratching of rodents inside the walls of the house you are walking past. They freeze because their early warning system just went off, and they are trying to pinpoint the coordinates. I want you to pause for a second and imagine a scenario. Imagine you are trying to read a complicated book. Suddenly, a massive, deafening fire alarm goes off right above your head. At that exact moment, someone grabs your shirt collar and tries to drag you out of the room. Would you calmly walk with them? No, you would panic. You would resist. This is exactly what your dog's nervous system is experiencing when they hit their sensory threshold. Pulling the leash doesn't fix the problem. It adds physical stress to a brain that is already at maximum capacity. But here is where the behavioral science gets really interesting, and it changes how we should look at this behavior. When an owner sees their dog freeze, the immediate assumption is that the dog is terrified. We assume they are paralyzed by fear. But most of the time, they aren't hiding. They are freezing because moving compromises their ability to gather accurate data. Walking creates sound. Walking shifts the wind. Walking requires coordination. When a dog locks their legs and stands perfectly still, they are eliminating all internal interference. Stillness allows them to allocate 100% of their brain's processing power to threat assessment. They are not being stubborn. They are acting as a sentinel. They are downloading the environment. So, if pulling the leash makes it worse and letting them stand there forever isn't an option, what do you actually do? You use a system designed to help their nervous system regulate. I call it the unfreeze sensory reset. Here is exactly how it works. Step 1. Drop the tension. The absolute first thing you must do is loosen the leash. Give it some slack. Tension on a leash transmits your frustration directly into their neck. By dropping the tension, you remove the physical pressure and tell their brain, I am not forcing you into danger. Step 2. The 10-second rule. Do not speak. Do not say, come on or let's go. Just stand quietly next to them for 10 full seconds. Let their brain finish processing the scent or the sound. Allow the download to complete. Often, giving them this grace is all it takes for them to shake it off. Step 3. The arc walk. If 10 seconds pass and they are still frozen, do not walk straight ahead. In canine body language, moving in a direct, straight line toward an unknown object is highly confrontational. Instead, take a step to the side and encourage them to walk in a wide arc or a curve.
Around whatever they are staring at. Curving signals to their brain that you are choosing evasion over conflict. When you do this correctly, you aren't just getting your walk back on track. You are acknowledging something ancient. The next time your dog slams on the brakes and refuses to walk, take a deep breath. Remember what they are actually doing. They are not challenging your authority. They are not trying to ruin your evening. They have detected a shift in the invisible landscape. They have heard a frequency you cannot hear, or smelled a shadow you cannot see. And because their entire evolutionary purpose is to protect their pack, they have stopped to evaluate the threat. When they freeze, they are gathering data to keep you both safe. The greatest respect you can show them in that moment is to trust their radar. If this video changed how you handle your evening walks, hit subscribe and let me know in the comments, what is the strangest invisible thing your dog has ever frozen to stare at? To help you manage these moments perfectly, I've put together a free unfreeze sensory reset checklist. You can download it using the link in the description to keep in your pocket on your next walk. If this video helped you understand your dog's hidden world, subscribe to the channel. And if you've ever wondered why your dog always prefers your old shoes over their own toys, the actual machinery behind that is going to be in the next video. I'll see you there.